distinguished guests, members of the council, graduates, family members and friends, ladies and gentlemen. This a nice wet summer afternoon to everybody here this afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank the Fiji National University once again for inviting me to be at this graduation. And thank the hardworking team at the Fiji National University for the effort they put in to the education of those that will be receiving the certificates and the proofs of what they have been able to acquire during the duration of their time at the university. And I think this afternoon, first of all and most importantly, congratulations to every single graduate this afternoon. I applaud your achievements. Everybody on this stage applauds your achievement, and everybody sitting to the sides also applauds your achievement for what you have been able to achieve. And I also want to thank all of you that are sitting on the side, all of those that have given their support to the people that will be getting their certificate. Members of their families, husbands, wives, children, members of your community, to all of them. Big Ramadan for all the support that you give to the graduates. And also big Ramadan to FNU itself. All the work that they have put in, all the investment that they have put in, all the stuff. Fiji National University and CESCO, the College of Engineering, Science and Technology in particular, has contributed greatly in developing and providing the workforce that Fiji needs. It has provided workers for all different sectors and all the different levels that we require in Fiji. The former Fiji Institute of Technology and now the College of Engineering, Science and Technology of the Fiji National University has now been around since 1963. It is 55 years old, 1 year older than me. And the vision was and still remains to train students in technical and vocational disciplines to meet the engineering human resource needs of Fiji and the Pacific region. Today, the university is punching well above its weight in terms of producing such skilled human resources. Today, all of us can be proud that our national university is doing well. That says the College of Engineering, Science and Technology is doing well. We can be proud that many people in Fiji who now hold executive positions in many of our organizations are former students of the university. You, the new graduates, must take note of this. You must also aspire to great things, not just for yourselves, but also for your country. I understand that 2017 was a year of accomplishment for the College of Engineering, Science and Technology. In achieving milestones, in developing new programs ranging from certificate training, postgraduate qualifications, master programs, and also to PhDs. I am happy to learn that the university has continued on its journey towards accreditation, international accreditation of its programs, accreditation to international standards. Such accreditation will bear testimony to the quality of the product that is produced by the college and by the Fiji National University. This is critical because Fiji needs excellence from the Fiji National University and it needs excellence from the College of Engineering, Science and Technology. We need world-class trained engineers, draftsmen, architects, welders, boiler makers, technicians, all the categories of workers that you produce or improve to the programs that you run. I'm happy to learn that 6 engineering programs, civil, electrical, and mechanical, the bachelor and degree programs, and the diploma programs, have been developed and benchmarked to meet the requirements of the Washington WHO accreditations, and that the university is working closely with the Fiji Institute of Engineers and Engineers New Zealand in this endeavor. So congratulations to you on the progress so far. I look confident that the university works closely with the industry and its stakeholders to develop a dynamic and robust training platform that will continue to be relevant. And I was very glad to hear the Chancellor speak about how we are building a partnership with industry and with stakeholders. We need, and we all know in this country, as a result of climate change and what is happening to us, we need infrastructure that can withstand the force of the kinds of cycles that are impacting us, and floods that are impacting us. We need resilient infrastructure that supports the economic growth of our nation, and we need to produce a kind of people from FNU that can build these sorts of infrastructure and maintain them and keep them working for the benefit of our country. Fiji has now enjoyed 8 years of consecutive economic growth and is on track to enjoy our 9th year of consecutive economic growth. This is an unprecedented feat. This has only been possible through focused government strategies, a strong vision, and effective execution of our plans. This growth is our major requirement to keep growing jobs in our country. From this growth, we have been able to provide free education to our young, to subsidize the essentials of life, such as water and electricity, and to provide free medicine and social welfare assistance for the most marginalized in our society. The government has also put in place schemes to support all Fijian students who wish to pursue higher tertiary education. And this is through the TOPUS program and the Tertiary Education Loan Scheme, the TELS program. Because we believe in developing a knowledgeable and a skilled workforce, we believe also in providing opportunities for our people to develop and to be the best that they can be. We have seen a steady increase of enrollment at FNU from the years from 2015 to 2017, and I understand the total enrollment is increased by 9% in the figure that you quoted, which is a bit different to the figure that I have here. Many of you, perhaps most of you that are sitting here today, that are to be graduating today, are beneficiaries of these schemes. And you are now reaping the fruits of your hard work. So to those of you who have made use of these schemes, congratulations for making the most of it. Congratulations for succeeding. To you, the graduates, you are now entering a tighter labor market. When I was in school, if you came out with a Form 5 is now year 11. If you came out of a year 11 qualification, you could get a job like that. It was so easy during our time. But you will be entering a labor market that is becoming tighter as our unemployment rate has now dropped to 4.5%, which is the lowest it has been in 20 years. There's no unemployment growth. It's on track when we think about our goal in our National Development Plan, where we set an unemployment rate target of less than 4%. Youth unemployment, however, remains a challenge. Here in Fiji, youth unemployment rate out of the last census was at around 18%. The Fijian government is looking at this area as implementing programs to try to tackle that issue. But very shortly, some of you will be looking for jobs. Some of you will probably already employed. The world over, however, is crying out for good quality workers with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics background. And this is a big priority of government. People that are studying the sciences, coding, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Too many of our young children are not going into these fields. They prefer to go into math or what they perceive as simple subjects. So I congratulate you for staying in those kinds of areas. Stay with the sciences, stay with the technology, stay with the engineering, with the maths, and with you are exactly what Fiji needs. I wish you well, and I'm sure that your new qualifications will open doors. But I also encourage you to not only be job seekers, but also think outside the box and consider becoming job creators in your own right. To consider becoming job creators. I encourage you to look up to the young entrepreneurship people. Yes, this is geared to individuals 50 and aged between the ages of 18 to 30 who have completed vocational or technical diplomas or degree and who have innovative ideas and initiatives that can lead to them running their own companies and creating jobs for other people so that they can also be employed. We live in an age now where the workplace now and the workplace of the future will be populated by the new generations, or what they call the millennials, or the post-millennials. And this includes you who are graduating today. Your generation is a generation, a workforce that is born in this millennium, that is born liberal, that grew up around technology, and is extremely familiar with it. You young workers, your approach to the workplace is from a new perspective, filled with creativity, versatility, technological literacy, techno set. We look forward to your exciting contribution to the world. And while still on the subject of workplaces, I want to highlight an event that we celebrated last week. Last week we celebrated World OHS Day. I'm sure you all know what OHS is. You do? What's it? Occupational health and safety. Yeah, last week was the day on Friday where we celebrated Occupational Health Day. This is because we have a focus on making all workplaces in Fiji safe for the people that work in those workplaces. And that includes for workers like you in the near future. I believe that OHS is a compulsory component of most, if not all, of the programs that set at the College of Academic Science and Technology. I want to tell you that as young graduates, you may be exposed to poor working environments, and you need today to understand your rights in the workplace. We in my ministry know young workers have an increased risk. Young workers have an increased risk of workplace injury because of lack of experience, maturity, and awareness of workplace health and safety responsibilities. Our statistics show that workers aged 18 to 24 years old are more likely to have a serious accident at work than older adults. That's the age group most of you are. You need to pay special attention to that. You may be exposed to working conditions that lead to development of occupational illnesses at a young age that will come back to haunt you. Being new to the workplace, you may lack experience, physical and psychological maturity, and you may not seriously consider the risks that you face. I know that when we are young, they may give us a warning, hey, watch out, and all that thing. You know, we think we are macho. We always want to butt that down. Sure. I'm warning you about that. You need to make sure the things that you learn about occupational health and safety, when you get to the workplace, you need to make sure that your workplaces are like that and they meet the conditions. If they don't, you need to speak up about it. Because as I'm showing, most of the accidents are taking place from those that are nature. 18 to 24, up to 30 is the most vulnerable that we have. Here in Fiji, statistics recorded in my ministry show that over 50% of reported cases for the past 6 years fall within the age group from 20 to 30 years old. So I want you graduates to protect yourselves from workplace risks. Take heed of the OHS notice. Know your rights. You have rights as workers to work in a workplace that is safe to you. You have the right to voice your opinions. If you think that there are hazards and risks that need to be reported to your supervisors and also to your workplace OHS representatives. You should be prepared to ask questions and raise concerns when this is required. You also have a duty to make sure that you follow the occupational health and safety procedures. They are there for a reason. They are there to keep you safe. So if you respect them, they will also respect you. I also want to tell you that there are some huge changes taking place in the world of work today. Everything is changing very, very quickly. The only constant in life now is change, but it's now becoming much more rapid change. The way people work is changing. We are now seeing the growth of what they call the gig economy. reduces flexibility, but it may also reduce the kind of benefits that workers get and makes workers more vulnerable also. We are now seeing the growth of new technologies. New technologies are springing up faster and faster. We now have driverless cars, driverless buses. I hope that it does not mean the end of jobs for bus drivers and taxi drivers. But these developments are happening on us. Artificial intelligence is increasingly being used the world over. Why is this important to know? Because as you enter the workforce, remember that what you have learned can become obsolete very quickly. It become obsolete very quickly because knowledge is being created, technology is being created. So as you enter the workforce, you need to keep yourself up to date with the changes in your field, especially if you are involved in fields like ICT, where the rate of change of technology is already having an impact on the jobs that are existing today and those that are becoming obsolete. Graduates get a job, or if you decide to become an entrepreneur, create a job, but keep investing in your growth. Be aware of the changes that are taking place around you in the area of your specialty so that you can remain relevant. Be willing to start from the bottom and work your way up. I talk all the time with employees. Sometimes they tell me, fresh graduates always expect that they start somewhere in the middle and start from the top. Be willing to start from the bottom. I have a deputy secretary in my ministry now who started off in the public works department digging ditches with no qualifications. Digging ditches. You know what the ditch is? Drain. Digging drains. Digging drains. He worked his way up, all his qualifications, got his degree. Today is a deputy secretary in my ministry. So be willing to start from the bottom and working your way up. Do not expect to get a fabulous salary right from the outset. There is still a lot you need to learn. I want you to know also that to my mind, the most important ingredient for success, the most important ingredient for success is the ability to persist when times are hard. To not give up, to have grit, to be able to persevere, to constantly look for ways of achieving goals and for better ways of doing things. This quality, this tenacity, this presence, and it is something that I, as an employer, always look out for. Having that grit is something you need to develop and invest in for yourself and for your future, for your career. In closing, I congratulate the Fiji National University and in particular and all of its faculty and staff for the work they have done to get the graduates and students here today receiving their certificates. I thank the employers who allowed these graduates to undertake the attempts that they needed to graduate, and I thank all those who supported our graduates, all of you on site to support them to receive their certificates today. And lastly, but most importantly, I extend my congratulations again to all of you graduating students. Congratulations, and may all your dreams come true, and the very best